Hello everyone, Dr. Borlotti back again with an explanation of how to start your movie essay. The very first thing I would do is to take the example I sent you, in this case it was an example on Titanic, and save the file as your own. Don't forget you always name your documents with your last name. So go to File, Save As, navigate to where you want to save this thing, and name it with your last name. And if you look up in the top blue bar at the top of the monitor, top of the screen, it shows that you've renamed it with your last name. Okay, let's take a look at this thing. The essay is 5 paragraphs long. Introduction, subtopic paragraph 1, subtopic paragraph 2, subtopic paragraph 3, and the conclusion. I will talk about the introduction and the conclusion last, since they are the easiest paragraphs to understand. So, let's start with subtopic paragraph 1. The very first sentence of the subtopic paragraph is the subtopic sentence. It is the sentence that starts the paragraph, and you have to name your subtopic the same way as it is called on the outline. In this case, subtopic 1 is plot. If we come down to the second subtopic paragraph, you'll see this is the second subtopic sentence, the first sentence of the second subtopic paragraph. This is the second subtopic. Same thing here. Next subtopic paragraph, here is the subtopic sentence. That's your subtopic. Plot, actors, and awards are 1, 2, and 3 on your outline. And so therefore they take the first sentence of each subtopic paragraph. This is your subtopic sentence. Then what happens after that is you discuss the A detail first. This is all A, first half. Discuss B next. When you are recapping the plot of a book or a movie, use present tense verbs. Now, this first subtopic paragraph is a recap of the plot. Titanic was a movie that was over 3 hours long, and yet this student was able to summarize the plot in, about 250 words. You can do the same. When you get done with that, you move on to the second subtopic, which is, in this case, is actors. Once again, talk about A first, then talk about B. Next paragraph, awards, talk about A first, then talk about B. Now, your opinion about this movie matters. However, you are not a professional movie critic. That's why I had you look for some source material, specifically movie reviews. And here's an example of how you give credit to one of your critics. James Barandelli is a movie critic, and he said this quote. And he said this quote. Roger Ebert is another movie critic, and he said this quote. If you are using the exact words of your sources, you've got to put them in quotation marks. And you've got to give the author of the quote credit with an in-text citation. In the APA style of documentation and citation, the name of the author is in text, followed by the year that the source was published. There is an alternative way that you can do this as well. You can actually put the name of the author and the publication year together in the parentheses at the end of the quote. That's the option. So you can either do it this way, where the publication year appears in the parentheses, or you can do it this way. Either one is acceptable. For this assignment, you have to have at least 2 quotes and citations from 2 separate critics. Bernardelli is one. Here's Roger Ebert. Here's Roger Ebert. And the student who wrote this paper, she even included a 3rd critic. Remember when I asked you to look up awards information and trivia information? Well, that was for this 3rd subtopic paragraph, where you got your information and included it in the paragraph. Stuff like the awards that the movie was nominated for and may have also have won. Also, information like this. The student who wrote this paper got this information from the trivia page of the IMDb. Please, as you go through the sample essay, read the comments in the comment balloons in the right-hand margin. Since you have resaved this file as your own, you can just type right over this. I would use some of my sentences as patterns for your own sentences. That's absolutely fine. You can use my sentences as a pattern for your own work. But do this, please. As you go through the composing process, delete these comment balloons as you go along. Open them, right-click, delete comment. Open them, right-click, delete comment. Okay, let's talk about the introduction. The introduction has to include the thesis, the same way that it appears on the outline. But then any other information that you want to give, including background information of the film or even in-text citations, is perfectly fine. The conclusion is comprised of your recommendation and then your final thoughts. And once again, if you want to include an in-text citation, might not be a bad idea. Okay? A word or two now about subtopic sentences. Remember, the subtopic sentence begins the paragraph and it includes the subtopic as it appears on the outline. In the second subtopic sentence, I want you to use a transition, as well as in the third subtopic sentence. Use a transition. This transition links paragraph 1 to paragraph 2, and then this transition links paragraph 2 to paragraph 3. They are required. And there is a list of transitions in the lessons folder.